Hi everyone, and welcome back to 5-Minute Family Search. So here we are, we're back on Find a Record on their main page, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Up here in the left-hand side, you'll see this icon. No matter where you are in the program, if you click on that, it's going to bring you back to this page. Over here on the right, in the yellow box, it says Sign in with FamilySearch, and we're going to do that in a minute. If you haven't ever signed in to Find a Record before, it will take you to FamilySearch like it has in other programs I've shown you, where you click on your login. If you've already been in Find a Record before, then it'll just go ahead and take you straight over to Find a Record. What I want to talk about though before we sign in is if you come down here, you'll see browser extensions. So browser extensions are just easier ways for us to access the information, kind of like bookmarks, and they come up on the top of the screen, and you actually can't see them right now on my screen, but you can click on either for Chrome or to Firefox, and it'll just take you to the screen that says Install. And we'll just go ahead and click on that one. And this one says already installed. I work on Chrome. If I was to work on Firefox, I could just click on that one and it would go ahead and do that. And so the reason being, if I am in FamilySearch and I see information or I just want to jump back to find a record, I can just click on this little icon that they put up there for you, and it will take me back to find a record, and I can enter in the information easily. Now it's November 2017. The Chrome one is not working right now. I think the Firefox one is, but they will have that up and running. So if you do put that on your computer and you notice it's not working, then just give it a little bit of time and they'll have it up and running. But those are called extensions and they just make life easier. And we've talked about those in other programs. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say sign in with FamilySearch. And when we do, it's going to bring us to this screen here. Now I am going to go ahead and start up here. This is the icon I talked about, find a record. Down here it says change the start person. If you notice, it started with Jacqueline Janelle Morton. That's me. If I want to change who it starts with, then I can just go ahead and enter their ID number right here. So the reason being, right now it's going to search out from me and using me as the center. But if I want to go back further in my tree and research out like my great 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 grandparents, I can put one of them in the start person and then it'll start running the search from them. If I come down here on the left-hand side, it says who do you want to find, and you have different options here. So you can search ancestors. It will search for parents, grandparents, and all great-grandparents. You can search descendants, search for children, grandchildren, and all great-grandchildren. You can search ancestors and descendants, meaning you search for your parents, grandparents, all great-grandparents, children, grandchildren, and all great-grandchildren. Cousins, search for ancestors, descendants, aunts, uncles, cousins, and all great aunts and great uncles and their children. Or you can search everyone. You can search for parents, grandparents, all great grandparents, children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren, aunts, uncles, all great aunts and great uncles, nieces, nephews, mother in laws, father in laws, sister in laws, brother in laws, and anyone else connected to your tree through either blood or marriage. And then when I used to run this program, I've used this for a couple years, I would always use cousins, but I've actually just recently started using everyone. It's kind of interesting to get in a little bit deeper and to take a look through my entire family tree in depth. So that is how you can research. Again, like I said, you can use ancestors and descendants, cousins, or everyone. Down here, if you click on this, it normally opens up around 4 generations. You have the option of doing 1 generation, so it'll search out 20 years. And if you scroll down, you can search out 25 generations, so it'll search 500 years of information. I generally keep it on 4 to 6 generations, only because when you get up into those larger generations, it really ties up your computer and it really slows it down in trying to figure out the information. So here, what do you want to do? This is what I'm going to do in subsequent videos. I think it'll be easier to teach that way. But we can search sources, the people in our tree, relationships, problems, cleanup, and ordinances. And so this, like I said, is a very powerful program. We're going to go ahead and get into it, and we're going to start in the next video. We'll start here in the green box on sources.